Yo, what's up, everybody? I am C Sharp, and our season is over. It's kind of sad, but it is what it is. We don't have any games left, so we are going to quickly wrap up, see who was the best team in college football, check out all the recruits, check out our coaching options, and most importantly, see if we still have a job. So, firstly, let's simulate the rest of this week, 13. Oh, no new recruits. I don't like that. Let's check it out, our recruits, real quick. Alright. We lost Swaggart, I think. Oh, Christ. Fuck! He wanted to study under a more prominent coach. This is a big red flag. Alright, we'll try to recruit some other kids, I guess. This is really bad, and I'm very disappointed. But we still have this guy who is currently visiting Louisville. And we're going to see if we can get another wide receiver to pair up with Davenport. Here's coach options real quick. I don't like this. The fight to keep your job is getting tougher and tougher. We beat a top 10 school, bro. What do you want from me? Here we go. Simulating the rest of this week. Alright, here we go. And we got Jared Carrington. Okay, sweet. So we got like 2 top 15 wide receivers and then 1 corner. Let's just double check real quick. Yep, so we offered 15 scholarships early. And considering the caliber of all these other schools, I feel like we did alright. We got 3 guys. We're still going to need a quarterback though, which is kind of tough. But, it's whatever. Georgia Tech versus Florida State for the ACC Championship. Who's going to win? Florida State won. Bro, we beat the ACC champion and no one else? That's fucking annoying. But still cool. And I'll just quickly simulate through the rest of these. Obviously, we're not going to get a bowl game, which is kind of sad, but it is what it is. Our season is all but over. Alright, the Hawaii quarterback has won the Heisman. Nice. I got some bowl games. The national championship is going to be USC versus Auburn. Ooh, okay. Let's see if we have anything else to do. Here's the coach option. What a big letdown. At the start of the season, we thought we'd be playing in a bowl game. I'm not sure why you thought that, but oh well. Granted, I know our winning percentage of 8% is not great, but I should still be contracted to play next year. So, we'll see how this goes. We're going to quickly simulate up to here, then run through everything, and then call it a day. Alright, not really a big surprise there. USC wins a national championship. 10-35 over Auburn. That's pretty wild. Kind of blew them out there. Huh. So we're not going to advance quite yet. Let's go over our stats real quick. I haven't done this all season. Alright, obviously we had a lot of different players at quarterback. We'll start with our main guy, senior Cedric Paris. He completed 104 of his 196 attempts for 1,508 yards, 8 touchdowns, and yikes, 22 picks. He completed 53% of his passes, hit about 150 yards per game. He averaged 7.6 yards per pass. His longest was 64, and he got sacked a whopping 32 times. The backup, Kevin Bruner, also a senior. He completed half his passes, 25 of 50, for 278 yards and a touchdown to 2 interceptions. He has 1 touchdown all season. That's tough. He averaged about 55 yards per game in each of the games he played. He completed about 50% of his passes. He averaged 5 yards per attempt. His longest passes for 26 yards, and he got sacked 10 times. And the third stringer, Luke Ross, he completed 5 of his 10 attempted passes of 107 yards, no touchdowns, 3 picks. Completed about 35 yards for each game he was in. 50% of his passes, averaged 10 yards per throw. And he got sacked 3 times. And then on a trick play, Stevenson attempted 1 pass, and that was it. For rushing, Luke Baker was our leading rusher, 53 attempts, 453 yards, 6 touchdowns. Wow. Including his longest of 69 yards. Nice. He had 8 yards go for more than 20 yards, 3 broken tackles, a whopping 8 fumbles, too. That's not great. And then our running back, DeMarcus Stevenson, he averaged 2.8 yards per carry on 128 attempts for 361 yards and 2 touchdowns. His longest rush was for 44 yards. He averaged about 30 rushing yards per game, which is not great. He had 4 rushes go for more than 20 yards. He broke 6 tackles and fumbled a whopping 7 times. And the fullback, he ran 37 times, 112 yards, no touchdowns. Fumbled twice and broke 2 tackles. The backup fullback ran 5 times for 7 yards, and the backup running back ran 4 times for 3 yards. Now, receiving. Derek Dukes was our top target. He caught 48 passes for 731 yards, 2 touchdowns. Not a lot of touchdowns, shit. His longest reception was for 32 yards. He had about 60 receiving yards per game, and he dropped a whopping 13 passes. That's not good. Aiden Crook, he caught 21 passes for 302 yards, 2 tuds. Mike Bradley, 21 catches for 383 yards, no tuds. Matt Blanks caught 17 for 259 in the tud. DeMarcus Stevenson, the running back, caught 12 for 92 and 2 tuds. Jonathan Norton, the freshman, 7 catches for 144 yards, 2 tuds. Arthur Weddle, 7 for 58 yards. Fullback, 5 for 39. The backup running back, Vernon Harper, caught 2 for -4. And now let's go through the drops of shame. Derek Dukes, 13. Crook, 7. Bradley, 7. Blanks, 4. Norton, 2. Stevenson, 2. Miller, 1. And Weddle, 1. I kind of don't even want to go over the offensive line because just so many sacks allowed. I mean, this is just not great. Like, it's whatever, man. Defense, most tackles went to Magruder. Most tackles for a loss went to Neal. Most sacks, Neal, Cavender, Lee, and Magruder all had 2. Most picks, Luke Baker with 4, Johnson with 3. The longest pick went to Melvin Odom, the freshman. He also has 2 picks in the season. Most pass deflections went to Steve Teller, the safety. Most fumbles forced went to Luke Baker with 3. Most fumbles recovered went to Peter Lee and Grant Mays, the corner. John Lambert had a really good season. He went 10 for 12 in field goals. It's an 83% completion. Although the 2 ones he missed were very unfortunate. One hit the post, the other one just missed in a clutch moment. His longest was 60, which I still don't believe how the hell that happened. And he was perfect on extra points, going 17 for 17. He made all the short-range shots. He made 6 of 7 from 40 to 49 range and made 1 for 2 from the 50 to 50 range. Punting was not great, however. Keenan Skinner, we had to punt 25 times, and he averaged only about 30 per punt. His longest was for 39, though, which is pretty nice. His net average, very bad, 18.7, however, so, it's whatever. We did have 1 kick return touchdown all season, went to Luke Baker, which is pretty friggin' sweet. And punt return, not great. Luke Baker only averaged about 1.6 yards per punt. And I believe that's a wrap. Yeah, it is. Let's check out our team stats and then call it a day. Oh, boy. So we had the worst... Oh, this sucks. Total yards per game, we had the worst in football. In offense, yards per game, we were 3rd worst at 215 yards. We were 107th in passing yards per game, but we were last in rushing yards per game. In points per game, we were 3rd worst with only about 13 points per game, which is not great. Passing touchdowns in total, not great either. Rushing touchdowns, 111th. Are any stats we're good at? I don't know. We had 138 first downs, which is not good. We had the most amount of sacks allowed, so we did have the worst offensive line. Shit. Wow, even attempts. We had the lowest red zone attempts and the 2nd lowest red zone touchdowns. We had 3 red zone field goals. Our scoring percent wasn't too bad, though, but it was still pretty mediocre, and now we move on to defense. Our defense, here we go. Our yards per game allowed, very good, 17th, 275 yards per game allowed. Passing yards per game, we were top 10 in that regard, only allowing 161 yards per game. Rushing yards per game, we were 29th, which is still, I feel like, really good. Average points against, however, was pretty awful with 41.4 points. And I don't feel like that's just defense. That's also a lot of special teams fuck-ups because we did allow a bunch of, kick return and punt return touchdowns. Not good. And we had not a lot of sacks either. We had only 9. Interceptions, we did all right, though. That's not too bad. Fumbles recovered. Definitely doing good there with 10 recovered. And I feel like we weren't too bad in the red zone either. Overall, our defense was much better than our offense, which is kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is. All right, we had the worst third down efficiency in football, converting only 27% of our attempts. We attempted 108 third downs and only converted 30 of them, which is the worst in football. However, we did convert the most amount. Wait a minute, no. We we went for it the most on fourth down, and only ended up finishing 86th in the country in actual efficiency. So that's unfortunate. We did only go for 2 points once, and we did that. Wow, is this a real? We had the most amount of penalties in the country? Huh? Oh, I'm stupid. We had the least amount of penalties allowed. Okay, that's nice. I thought I was saying that we had the most amount of penalties allowed. I feel like 12 isn't that much, but hooray for us for being the best at something. Turnovers, not great. We threw 29 interceptions, which is in the bottom 10 in the country. We lost the most amount of fumbles in the country. We had the most amount of giveaways in the country, so like times we got the ball turned over. That's bad. We did get 16 interceptions on defense, which is nice, and we did recover 10 fumbles, which is nice. And that adds up to about 26 takeaways. But our turnover differential, unfortunately, was negative 27, aka by far the worst in football. And yeah, those are our stats as we end this season. Here we go. Let's move to the offseason. I hope we still have a job. What a year. USC celebrates the dream season after beating Auburn 35-10. Alright, so we already went through all our stats. We'll go through this. So obviously USC, they finished out strong. The Hawaii quarterback Brian Hawkins won the Heisman. In a class by himself. The Maxwell, Tennessee's king. All-Americans. Oh, let's see if we were here. Okay. Any second-team All-Americans? Shit. We'll try the All-ACC. Hopefully some of our guys will be there, right? Right? Oh, God. Second team. Fuck. That's not good. It's a freshman team, right? Yeah, we'll try the all-freshman team. And fuck. We tried. Try players of the week here. I assume none of our guys are on here for the NCAA, but we'll try the ACC too. And now we'll try for the ACC. Boom, no. Hey, Luke Baker. Yep, beating FSU, that makes sense. And I assume that's about it for us. Yeah, okay. And let's check out the final standings. So FSU, obviously they won the ACC. Where's Georgia Tech? Georgia Tech finished second because they were in charge of this. So they finished second. Then BC, Clemson, Wake Forest, Virginia, North Carolina, then Miami, then Duke, UMass, Emerson College, Northeastern. Damn, so this conference is hard. Everyone has a winning record, but the bottom four teams, Duke, UMass, Emerson, and Northeastern. Okay. Damn, this conference is hard. Well, hopefully we can make a statement next year and get some more dubs. Here's the off-season schedule. This is 23 minutes. So I'm going to make an episode 2 out of this, I think. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good one, and stay tuned for the off-season episode. Let's go.